Let me eat cake. I'm a rock star. Ken Roth.
Eleanor, put those boots back on. Kick the heels into the Brooklyn dirt. I know it isn't dignified to run.
The twin propeller plane looked as if it was made of Lego. It flew us from Gdansk to Edinburgh this morning, our equipment strapped to the floor with rope webbing between us and the pilot. In-flight catering was watery, cold scrambled eggs and cold bacon. The fat had congealed into hard white tears on the edge of the plastic tray. So I'm hungry as we drive up the muddy track that leads to the artist enclosure at Tea in the Park under evil July winter clouds. Our tour bus, 15 tons of tinted excess, passes the security checkpoint. I stood here on a parched summer's day 3 years ago, holding my guitar in its protective bin bag, as the security guard checked his lists of bands, then said, "Sorry, son, I don't think you're playing. You shouldn't be in this area." Touring changes as groups get bigger. Most of the touring in the 10 years before Franz Ferdinand was in a rusty transit van, sitting freezing in the back amongst fag butts, sleeping bags, and broken amplifiers. Catering was provided by service stations, and accommodation by whoever in that town had space on the floor of their bedsit. Now we sleep on the bus in bunks that feel like nylon-carpeted, air-conditioned coffins. We don't have time to eat. We go straight to a press conference. It feels like February, but I keep my sunglasses on. Not because it's cool, it's not. There are just too many eyes to make any meaningful contact with. 1,000 flashes, 100 questions. How does it feel to be back at tea? I'm so hungry. We walk back through the rain to the catering tent. I glanced at the blackboard, registering braised lamb shanks and 5-spiced duck with ginger greens as I rush to join the queue. I take some tuna to a table covered in a tartan tablecloth. I bite, and there is a faint, itchy tingle on the roof of my mouth. I had the same tingle 2 days ago when I ate a chicken salad in Serbia that had peanut butter in the dressing. I'm allergic to peanuts, and I threw up for hours that night. I spit it out. It's probably nothing, but I can't risk it. The gig has got to be good. I glance at the cakes instead. Amazing. A dark, gooey pecan pie, sugar-dusted lemon tart, and a dense chocolate thing. Oh yeah, let me eat cake. I'm a rock star. If I want to eat nothing but cake, I can. I pile the bowl high, guiltily glancing around, looking for security. Still expecting to hear, "Sorry, son, you shouldn't be in this area."
Sorry, angel. Sorry, so. Sorry, angel. Sorry, so. Sorry, angel.
Paris Convention. Paris. It is a convention left over from Christian times. In perfect RP, the receptionist explains that everything is shut in Paris. Today is a Sunday. We are here to duet with Jane Birkin, Serge Gainsbourg's muse, on French telly. The hotel is at the foot of Montmartre by Rue des Martyrs, one of the finest Parisian food streets which, when it is busy, stimulates every sense. Each end is sealed, and there is a throng of shoppers prodding the produce and arguing with the stall holders. At the top of the hill is the Rose Bakery. It's supposed to be an English tea room, but they get it wrong in a spectacularly successful French way. You can sit outside on aluminium chairs that look as if Philippe Starck made them. Then you can stare and be stared at. I'm unashamedly nosy, and I love it. People are fascinating, and checking them out is expected in Paris. They stare right back. I check out the old woman with the worn-out flip-flops while forking a roasted parsnip. I stare at the newly engaged couple, rings glinting in the low sunlight. If you stare at someone in a street in Glasgow, it's an invitation for a fight. If you stare at someone in Paris, it's because you want to look at them. It's nightfall, and the food options are bleak. Chez Jean is shut. I cross Pigalle under the glow of busty neon silhouettes, up the narrow cobbled Rue Piedmont. There are a lot of corners. Each is occupied. The occupants look like they're dressed for the occupation. Veil, fishnets, fag and a clutch bag, heritage whores in a historical reenactment. Between two of these corners, Le Taroudant is bright, like my grandparents' living room, homely and welcoming, but more Moroccan. Everybody smokes, between courses, during courses. It is run by a couple in their mid-50s. Monsieur Taroudant has a clipped moustache and a silver teapot in his hand. He brings the spout to the lip of a cup and raises his arm, slicing an arc of mercury through the air. Madame Taroudant brings me a tagine d'agneau. The clay is black with splashes hardened by the unforgiving fire, the ghosts of 1,000 meals. Prunes fall from the stone. L'agneau falls from the Y-shaped bone. It is magnificent. Thank God for the Parisians who are unaware of a convention left over from Christian times.
I sent you a suicide letter. I wasn't worth the pain. Without me, you decided on a voyage of the
Gastro-adventurer, or something. Paris. So what exactly is a gizzard? My bandmates want to know what's in salad de Gésier other than leaves and dressing. It's a fleshy pouch in which the birds mash up seeds with bits of grit before digesting them. I'm not making this sound like much of a delicacy. Honestly, they're very tender, like the oysters from the underside of a chicken. Ordering salad niçoise, they nod encouragingly, the way my former colleagues did when, at the age of 30, I said I was leaving my job as a lecturer to sing in a pop group. I don't mind. I'm a gastro-adventurer, or something. We're sitting outside at a rickety cafe table. Sunglasses and scarves are à la mode with diners on this bright November day. As we wait for our food, a mangy pigeon with a gnarled red stump picks the dried gristle from a chicken bone. I steel my stomach. Nothing's going to spoil my lunch. I'm a gastro-adventurer. Or something. Bored, the pigeon flaps off into the path of a vesper and tumbles to the tarmac, winged. We gasp. It looks at us with a dazed, what-I-do-wrong expression. Staggers towards us and under the wheel of a Renault. There's a simultaneous crunch and pop, like a kid jumping on an empty juice carton. It's gone. Replaced by a flat mess of bones, guts, and feathers. The gastro-adventurers Gésier arrive, nestling deep, rare pink, between furry leaves.
Sorry,
Talking Italian, Milan. Shall we get Chinese takeaway, fish and chips? What about some Italian food? Would you all like pizza? It's 1983, and this is a rare treat, as, like most suburban British families, we rarely eat out. We've just moved to Glasgow, and as there is no oven or fridge, we have to look to the outside world for food. We cruise around the sludgy January streets in a metallic green Morris Marina until we come across an illuminated plastic sign that reads Romies in an extravagant script. Pizza is exclaimed in powerful capital bold below. As we drive back, the car is filled with the smell of hot grease, newspaper and vinegar, mingling with the vinyl aroma of the beige seats. The alien scenery of a new city blurs past behind heavy condensation. I'm not interested. I'm hungry and excited. Back on the bare boards of the new house, I sit cross-legged by my brother and unpeel the paper to reveal a golden disc perched on a mound of soft, slippery chips. Because it has been deep-fried, it looks like a huge coin. This is Italian food. I file this in my mental reference library and notice that oil